Dad, can we go to the Constitution State Wrestling show?
No!
Dad?
I need a haircut.
Dad, why do you have that pillow in your hand?
Silence.
Oh, no. Ladies and gentlemen, today on the Logan Jabroni Show, we're going to blow up Constitution State Wrestling's first ever show in Groton, Connecticut, and we're going to talk about the art and the performance of professional wrestling all day long right here on the Logan Jabroni Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Loki and Jabroni Show. It's so easy to be bad.
You proved that the other night.
It very is. I'll tell you what, that's... Welcome to the Loki and Jabroni Show. To the left of me is my partner in crime.
I'm the Jabroni.
Also, the new Batman. The new, Did you get to do my video? No, he didn't yet.
You have another new video.
No, not yet. That I still have to upload that. I was waiting for him to do my my answer to
The one.
I've been busy.
Yeah. Ed's been working his ass off.
The answer So right across from me, as always, producer, which is always doing great things for the Loki and Jabroni Show.
Absolutely.
And if you guys did not get a chance, please do yourself a favor. Go onto the Facebook page, look at the Loki and Jabroni Show, spread that thing like a sexually transmitted disease, because that was awesome. It looked awesome. Well, we got there, I got there about 4:30. You were there about 5. I had the table already set up. Ed already came up there. I had all the wires already set up. The banner was all set up. Ed came rolling up in there. We had Rachel in tow. And he just started doing, he was, boom, right on fire. I had the camera going, I'm mingling, I'm doing my thing. He's like, check this out. Dude, he's got every match set up, everything going on the computer. Do yourself a favor, guys. Watch this. It is a treat. I was so happy to be a part of it, number one. Nat Peterson, big shout out for inviting us.
Not only for inviting us, but putting on, just for me, I've been to a lot of these independent wrestling shows. It was quality. It really was. Yeah, there were some missteps. Yeah, there were a couple things that this could have been better, this could have been better. But take those two little things out, fantastic show all the way around.
Dude, I saw hardcore fans, a.k.a. our big boy Non.
Yeah.
Enjoying themselves.
Of course.
I saw people that obviously had no idea what wrestling was enjoying themselves. Everybody and their mother was out there having a great time. It was a great show. The veterans performed well. Everybody performed well out there. I tell you what, great job. Hats off. And let me just blow it up just one more time, because watch that. I've watched it. I'm not even kidding you. I've watched this 3 times now.
3?
3 times.
I'm only a third of the way through.
Now, granted, most of the time I have it in my pocket. I'm listening to it in my headset when I'm working on something, so I'm not really watching it, but I'm just listening to it. And I catch it.
We're getting a message from the board that says we have no sound coming on the live Facebook feed.
Should have plenty.
No, I'm not blaming anybody.
We should have plenty.
I think so.
Can you hear me now?
Guys, talk to us.
Should have done a test. But
talk to me, man.
Maybe it's that one person. Turn up your volume. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's my fault. I had a camera issue I had to fix, and I forgot to uncheck it.
Well, it was Andrew and Amy. One I can understand because she nags you all the time. The other one nags me all the time, and that's Drew. So, guys, we apologize if you missed.
Nope. Thank you. Good luck on your part.
Thank you.
Back to the story at hand,
Let me show this again.
I had the pleasure of being the heel what would you call it?
You were the Bobby Heenan to my Gorilla Monsoon.
Well, there you go. There you go.
This guy was Lord Alfred Hayes right over here.
It was usually
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Fruit stripe gum.
Right.
fruit stripe gum. Usually,
Try some fruit stripe gum.
usually I don't go for the
You get a high
the whole
five. You
heel
never
thing
do
on
that to
that.
me, man.
But it was fun times, man. It was fun times going for the bad guys, coming up with some colorful commentary. We didn't know
The guys loved it, too.
we didn't know any of the wrestlers going into there. First
Aside
of
from
all.
Tatanka and Gangrel, no.
No, exactly. We didn't
We
know
made shit up
anybody.
as we went along.
And I sold what is it, Marco and
Jason Marco.
Yeah, Jason Marco. I sold them like a freaking $2 bill, man. I really did. I was trying to sell those guys, and when Gangrel came out, and I was fishing.
I gotta ask you. When that music, I know we
was
knew
awesome.
we had the run
It
sheet
was
in front of
awesome.
us, but the
Well,
hairs-
when I first heard when you were like, and here we go with the Godsmack, so far,
the voodoo.
I was like, he didn't change his music, right? No,
Better
why would
not.
he do that? Why did he do that? And all of a sudden, Necromaster comes rolling out, and I'm like, oh, there we go. That's right. That's why I saw the Kane. I was like, oh, his partner's the Kane. What are you doing, dude? This is terrible. And then when that freaking music hit, and you're like, and I was like, dude, it's fucking Gangrel. This is badass.
It was 1990. The hair on my neck.
Got to give it to him.
Right now.
He did the Blood Mist.
Yep.
Fantastic, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Great ambiance. They look good.
Oh yeah.
They look good, man. They look good. I'll tell you what. It was even. I got to give it to the little guy, man.
Which one?
Mega,
Westgate. Westgate.
I call him.
The one
Yeah, Mega Wee Man.
Yeah, the one that
Dude.
fought Wild Man Congo.
Holy cow. Yeah, he was everywhere and anywhere. I mean, that dude was fantastic.
He was one of my favorites.
I went out
Jason
there.
Blade was another one of my favorites.
Blade worked his ass off too. I'll tell you what, some great jobbers out there. I mean,
They worked their ass off. I really enjoyed the whole thing. Everybody put their all into it. Again, like minor slip-ups here and there. The pimp guy, Triple-Licious, impressed me. He
I
was
like
fantastic.
Triple-Licious.
I've never seen a guy try to start a match with like a stogie in his mouth.
dude, that was
That was
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then tries to trade it with the stoner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, if you
when
haven't
he was,
watched
when
the
he was
video,
trying to trade it with the stoner, and the stoner smelled it and realized it wasn't what he thought it was.
if
Yeah,
you
that
haven't
was
watched
pretty
the
cool.
video of Constitution State Wrestling, do so now on the well, not now. You're watching us.
By the way, kid friendly. And if
very
you haven't
kid-friendly.
listened to it yet,
I went to the part. Full disclosure, I owe you an apology.
thank you.
Privately, after the show, we all meet up, and we're having a beer, or 5, and I said to Mike, I'm like, everything went off great, only one slip-up. No, I didn't.
No,
And he knew I was listening.
No, I said, what slip up? And
Yeah.
you were like, you know what I'm talking about.
Right at this particular point, he goes, no, go back and listen. I went with the little slide. No, there was
I
none.
almost slipped.
No,
I
you
know.
did. You had
Gosh, darn it.
Darn it.
I almost slipped at one point, and I caught myself, and I think I said keister. Who says keister anymore?
Yeah. But
Old
dude,
men.
I'll tell you what.
Bitter old men.
If you've ever
Not
listened,
bitter today,
if
man.
you've ever listened to this show and then listened to the wrestling event, I'll tell you what. Oh my God, dude.
Complete,
Oh my God.
Complete and total change of pace for what we usually do. But man, did you not have the best time?
I did. I had a blast, man. I had a blast.
Now I can say
really,
it. It was fucking fantastic.
I gotta
I
say,
want to
I'm
get
really,
invited again.
I'm really happy that I was able to give the wrestlers their credit this time because we had the full lineup
and that helped.
Dude, great job.
Like the
I
last
said,
time we
once
did that-
again, great job.
Last time we were giving them names like Lucha McNugget and and part of me felt really conflicted about that. I won't lie for weeks after.
I hear you.
I went to my WWE 2K16 and created a Lucha McNugget, who is right now the heavyweight champion of the world. So, congratulations, Lucha McNugget.
Look, it was it was the first of many. This one, let's say we knew what we were going into. We were actually asked to become the color commentary from day one, which is why we wanted center stage. Christine Coons, chilling up there with us. Look, I almost felt like we were ESPN.
Didn't it? It had a
We
really,
had like 2 microphones in front of us, and I'm like, "Here we go, baby!" Yeah,
doing our stream and their videography
video.
with I can't remember her name now. Damn it! I'll have it by the end of the show. The videographer.
Oh yes, yeah. She was a pleasure to work with.
Oh, absolutely.
She really was.
They all were. Everybody was.
knew what their job was. Everybody knew what they were supposed to do, man. It was just right, dude. It was righteous.
I gotta admit, my commentary was colorful when I was having tech problems. Glad they didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was. There was quite a few words that rhymed with
Hey, well,
duck.
when we find
During the anthem of all things, it's like fuck, shit, cock, cock. Oh, say, can you fuck?
You're lucky I didn't Colin Kaepernick.
Speaking of which, she blasted that too.
Great, yeah.
America the
Good.
Beautiful.
I stopped
she
after a
hit
while.
that.
Adrian West.
Yes, she was.
Good on
she
you.
was on fire on that.
Good on you.
Security, which we personally knew.
Ah, yes. Nothing says personal security like the animal Al Warga.
Absolutely.
And he had his partner there with him. They were great guys. I wish somebody would have taken a picture with Nat and myself and Alan together. We all created characters back in the day, and we're like this, almost like a 4 horsemen, but there was only 3 of us. And there we were in the first time in the same room together for 12, 13 years. It was great to see Al. Great to see Nat put on quite a good show. You know what else was great? Matt Sinner, right behind us here, Sinners Inc., the folks
right
that give you the
chilling
music
there.
every week before we go on. He was right
Which,
there
by the
chilling
way,
with us.
new shit coming out.
Yes.
Harder, faster, stronger. He says this stuff's gonna be like Kill Switch Engage, but better. We're looking forward to that, and perhaps maybe a new title song.
Wouldn't that be something? Which guarantees Eddie won't like it.
But I'll tell you what, from I got there, like I said, Caleb was there with me. I got there about 4:30. I was helping with tables. I got the table set up. I got everything going. Watching them put together that, the stage again, watching them put together the ring again.
Always a great opportunity.
Going around and just talking with the wrestlers as they're pouring in there. Great guys, man. To the last one of them. Congo, if you're listening to the show, man, I love you, bro.
he was one of the guys.
Fantastic. You have an image, you have a gimmick, and that gimmick is awesome. And I loved commentating for you. I really do. I had fun on that match.
One of the best things for me was having, I think, almost the entire roster, save for Tatanka and Gangrel, but let's be honest, Tatanka and Gangrel are far beyond Loki and Jabroni, let's be honest. But I say that with humility because obviously Gary Wolf and Joe Laurinaitis have been here on the show.
Absolutely.
But I'm sure they had planes to catch and bills to pay, but almost everyone on the show came up, with the exception of 2 Buff and the Buff Dad, and said thank you to us for doing their show. And I'm like, when they're coming up to me, hey man, thanks. I'm like, no, thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely, dude. And we look forward to doing it again. Hopefully get the invite back. And I think we will, because I think we pretty much had a blast. And I think anybody who watched it, share that. Get it out there, because we had fun. I think the wrestlers deserve it. It was good times, man.
I'm gonna blow up Jason Blade like nobody's business. That guy was awesome, and Dave Westgate too.
Westgate, I got to give it to him, man. I really do. And like I said, I met him out. I was loading up the equipment, and I saw him out there, and I shook his hand. Same thing, man. You go to give him that handshake. I didn't get the wrestling handshake from him. I got that full blown.
Good,
because that's what I was saying. I was like, man, he's just built like a little diesel truck, man. Like one of those like Volkswagen trucks that are like really small, but you can pull like 50 million tons with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a Chevy because they break down.
Oh dear. True story. But before we go to first break, is there anything on your mind? Because what we want to do for you guys is, because of this Constitution 8 wrestling, we're going to talk a little more about it. We want to take your wrestling questions.
We're going to blow them up.
If you're watching,
we're
send in wrestling
We're gonna go
questions.
into wrestling. We're gonna go into the basic wrestling, some of our favorite stuff. It's a wrestling episode. We decided we caught the wrestling bug. Like I said, Nat Peterson, thanks again, once again. Another big shout out for you, because man, what a great time. It really was a great time.
That guy may like shitty movies, but he puts on a hell of a wrestling event.
I saw that. He watches worse movies than Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I think he does that on purpose. But
right, no, but they do it for comedy reasons. He does it.
He does it for entertainment.
They're just awful. Right. All right, so guys, look, we're going to take a quick buzz, and we will be right back.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Loki and Jabroni Show. You are a fan, you are listening. If you want to know how to make the show even better and become a part of the Loki and Jabroni family, here is how. www.patreon.com/Loki and Jabroni. It is the easiest way to get in on the ground floor and help us reach the next level. You can donate a one-time gift, a monthly gift, or there are 2 special investor levels that will help you help us produce content for you in the future. We have gifts for each level of donation. That is www.patreon.com/Loki and Jabroni to make your donation and help us become the podcast of the future. And we're back on the Loki and Jabroni Show. 100% full on, in your face, Lycra tights, motherfucking pro wrestling. So, we skipped it in the first part. Anything on your mind this week?
All right, so.
And we're back on the Loki. Oh, Chris is
See?
You do this every fucking time.
Why don't you kiss my ass?
He really does.
I like hearing myself.
All right.
I'm trying to get to the point where no phones will be allowed.
So here we go.
Well, then, you got to get to work, kid.
Thursday night, I am drinking plenty of margaritas.
I was drinking plenty of beer in your honor, and I'll get to this in a minute. Go ahead.
And, right there, okay? There you go. That's
oh,
for
wait, you know what? Do you want to throw up the gimmick now, Ed, or do you want to wait?
And
sports gimmick,
and that's for
he's going
all
in.
you Dallas fans out there.
He's going all in right now.
I called this. Nope. Unfortunately, you're a Dallas fan.
Call the dogs off real quick. Yeah, I know. We got a Dallas fan in the house.
It's not an attack at you, sweetheart. It really isn't.
Breathe with us, because
it's an attack on exactly what I said last week on our show. We need to get rid of these fucking refs. We need a ground control to Major Tom, if you will. We do. We need a central control that is like, boop, boop, bullshit. Let me run the tapes back, because like we said before, it's working in hockey. It's working in basketball. It is now
works in the MLB.
Working in baseball. People, wake up.
Ed,
it's over.
hit the
These
graphic.
guys are done, dude.
And to finish off,
I got the graphic.
he got the graphic. Weekly Sports Talk. Continue your rant, sir.
Yes. I love Ed. I do. He gave it to me.
This guy, for the money we pay him, has exceeded expectations.
It's so awesome. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
You. But see, that's the best. And I told you, we talked about this real quick.
Yep.
He was like, so
I dropped the sports thing and you're not going to talk about sports.
No, we're giving you your props.
I'm giving you props because he said,
sit
we're
back
going to turn around and not talk about sports. How are we going to do this, Mike? And I said, he's actually giving us a segment where we can go ape shit. We can go Harambe, if you will.
Yeah. Harambe.
We can go Harambe on sports. He gives us a chance to do this, and after that, we're good. Once we get it out of our system, we're good.
Oh, absolutely.
Good. Oh, absolutely.
So go back to your game.
So right back to the
I got
game.
something for you.
And I'm sorry, unless you're Stevie Wonder, unless
too soon.
It's never too soon.
Unless you're Helen Keller, is that too soon? Is that one too soon? See?
Deaf, dumb, and blind. NFL referees.
Unless you're NFL referees.
Ooh, show's over.
Only if the NFL buys it.
Come on. That was hands to the face. Number one, you can dog.
That was a facial rape.
Look, you could dog Bradford all you want. We have less than 2 minutes left and we march down the field. We literally march down the field, get a touchdown. He is accurate. I think we ran 2 plays. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. I think we literally ran 2 plays. The rest of them were passing, and he was on the money. The 2-point conversion we go for is over here. Like 10 o'clock, people. 10 o'clock. And then I hear, wow, how'd he miss that?
Then you see the replay.
Then you see this guy literally, it looks like he's molesting his mask. He's like, I like this purple face mask. Let me hold it and bring it closer to me.
Let me also slap the top of your head.
Oh, Bradford, your eyes are so beautiful. Let me stroke.
He's not that
Your
far off. He's really
non-beard
not that
chin.
far off.
Now he's trying to throw this football midway between this guy not only coming on to him, but admiring his beautiful eyes and his purple face mask. People, it's done. It's done. Can we just finally admit that the NFL refs are over? Let's move on to a better, bigger system.
I agree.
I said it last week. I'm going to stand by it again.
I agree. We talked about it not only in that game but previous games. Look, Bradford was precise. He was marching down that field. He was executing that 2-minute drill like a surgeon. And I'm sitting in bed, the immortal's snoring away.
Oh, she's going to slap you for that one.
And I was about to give her props, but now you blew it up. She doesn't snore like a freaking diesel engine. She snores like a Volkswagen. Like, so I'm watching this feed. Like, I'm 15 minutes behind. I actually rewound NFL Network so I could catch up. So while you're ranting, I'm not watching. I'm not looking at your videos like, are you not entertained? I'm like, oh shit, I can't watch this. Something bad's going to happen.
Which, by the way, people blew me up.
I can imagine.
But look at my Facebook page that day and look how many Cowboys fans blew me up. I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word until the end of that game when we were marching down the field. Marching, and we literally marched down that field.
Now,
no, I know, and like I said, I know.
Again, when you see the television feed, you see the ball sail over the guy's head about 5-6 feet. Now, how'd that happen? When they show the replay, and again, there are easily 30 to 50 cameras filming everything, and you see the Dallas linebacker come in and smack him with one hand on the top of the head, and the other hand comes down onto the face mask. We have a problem.
Yes.
No fucking flag. And look, I'm not a Vikings fan. I'll support them. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'll support them if they're playing somebody I hate. But the fact that that doesn't get a flag, complete, 100%, unfiltered, unmitigated, hay, corn, and horse shit.
All right, I got something else for you.
What do you got?
Tom Brady can do that.
Tom Brady could do that.
Tom Brady has surpassed Peyton for all-time quarterback wins record. He has stolen that from freaking Peyton Manning. Hey, look, as much as people want to say we hate Tom Brady, wait a minute.
No, time out. Offsides clipping. We don't hate Tom Brady. We hate the fact that he gets away with fucking murder.
No. We
every
talked about
chance
this.
he gets.
We had an epiphany, remember? Look, high five, man. We hate Tom Brady.
Shit. No, that's right. I do hate Tom Brady.
Right. Thank you. We can admit that.
I remember now.
That. Right.
I remember everything.
We had the epiphany, remember? We hate Tom Brady. Look, got to give it to him. Got to give it to him. All time, he is the winningest quarterback in the NFL, people.
You can't take it away from him.
You can't take that away from him.
He's the alpha and the omega of the NFL.
In last NFL news, Chargers are weighing in on moving to LA.
Why shouldn't they?
Well, the Rams recently just did it.
Yep. And let me see if I've got this right. And I wasn't alive when the Rams came into existence. They were in LA. They moved to St. Louis.
Right.
Then they went back to LA.
Won 2 Super Bowls in St. Louis. Greatest show on turf.
That's right.
I might add.
The Raiders started in Oakland, went to LA, and then went back to Oakland. LA to me doesn't seem like a football
Oakland
town.
is now looking to go to Las Vegas,
which will kill every single player on the team.
So how does a team change cities?
You have a lease with the city.
Right.
The
And you have to have an
NFL
owner.
charter.
You have to have an owner,
Yep.
and the owner is usually locally based.
There are codicils. There are codicils in the agreement that says if you draw less than this, or if the town / city / municipality doesn't do this, and I can't get into a lot of the legality of it because I don't know a lot of it, but I just know they've put it out there. When Hartford Whalers moved to Carolina, if the city doesn't kick in this and the attendance
owner wanted to buy them and had the money,
the attendance goes below this, we have the right to move the team. So it's not like the town owns the team; it's a lease.
Well, no, I would be pissed if a town owned a team.
Absolutely.
How is that, by the way?
Real quick, Louis Sacco, Mike Coons, Zach King, Matt Pistol, Chris Maston's in the house. Let's raise it up for them. Chris Maston I went to high school with back in 1862, and just a good guy. So, guys, she's got her boobs in the shot. This is great. We're going to raise the ratings right now. End of the day, do you feel like you were robbed of a victory? Do you think the momentum switched? All right, 2 questions. Let me start with the first one.
Thank you, Andrew. I made it myself. I'm the master margarita maker.
Could Bradford have secured that touchdown and 2-point conversion to win that
Regardless,
game?
look, all I wanted was another retry. That's all I wanted. That's because, number one, do you know why that ball was way the fuck over here?
Because the guy slapped him in the fucking head.
No. Bradford knew he was going to get the flag, so he was like, fuck this, let me throw the ball.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll buy that.
That's why the ball is over here. He's been in the league now, what? I think it was 2011, right? Is it 2011 he was like #1 draft choice?
10 or 11, yeah. He was the Rams' first pick.
Exactly. He was Rams, and it was like first round draft pick, people. He's not a chump.
He's not a scrub.
He's not a chump.
He doesn't play for Michigan State. He's sorry,
had
Rachel.
A shitty line. And look, and listen to me. Vikings fan, right now, we have a shitty line. That's the problem. Look, we can bitch. We'll go right back to, we can bitch about this last call all day long. And this is why I'm bitching about the last call, because as smart as Bradford is, it fucked us.
We got a Vikings fan
if
on
he
the
just
feed.
would have thrown the ball like he normally would have, maybe somebody could have got it, but he threw it away almost in an acting situation, like, hey, ref, look where the fucking ball is.
Self-preservation. And Matt Ryan does it, and Tony Romo does it.
All
and
the good quarterbacks do it. Exactly. You're playing into it.
Vikings fan Matt Pistol says if only those 2 field goals had ended up as touchdowns.
And exactly
speculation is 50% of the end of the argument right there.
And that's you take one of those field goals, and you take the one where Rudolph has his hands like this and the ball goes right through there. Kyle Rudolph, I'm calling you out, dude. That was your ball. That was your touchdown. We needed you there.
My opinion on that game was like I said it before. He's acting like a surgeon. It's like dink, dunk, sideline.
Then you get to the end and he's over here.
That one throw and that one non-call happened to you guys on Thanksgiving against the Lions. Happened to Atlanta against Seattle a couple weeks earlier. Now it's happened to Minnesota again. Part of me thinks that if you're not an elite team, Dallas, New England, Pittsburgh, whatever, they don't give a fuck if they miss the calls.
Which is why we need the Central.
Exactly.
We need that one
outside organization
that doesn't give a crap about the NFL.
Mike Friend is in the house, and he says, fuck Dallas. I love that guy. He's a Packer fan, but I love that guy.
Real quick, before we flip this completely back over to the whole thing.
Wrestling.
If everybody chimes in, what do you think about the Chargers trying to move it to LA? Do you think it's a bad decision? Do you think that they should stay in San Diego? And that being said, with the LA Rams being there and Jeff Fisher being their coach now, which by the way, he's signed on now for 2 years.
Okay.
2 more additional years, which he's on a losing record right now.
Can he get the magic back? That guy was gold.
We'll see. Hey, look,
okay.
We'll see. I mean, he's in LA. Is there too many teams for LA now?
I'm going to say no.
I mean, obviously one's NFC, one's AFC.
Right. So you have your split. I want to go back to your point about Minnesota and the line. For years,
go Pack, go! I got your Pack.
That's Mikey. For a lot of years, one of my complaints, and I've said it to you, was that there's no protection for Matt Ryan.
No.
And now The Atlanta Falcons have the number 1, look it up, number 1 offense in the entire National Football League. And their record doesn't show it. Why? Because their defense has more leaks than the fucking Pentagon. And we're going in the, we're playing teams we should decimate every single fucking week, and we're 7-5. The
part about that was, and I watched it, I had nothing else to watch.
Thanks for making it sound like bullshit. I could have watched a Notebook Thursday night, but I watched the Vikings game.
We're back on that again.
Suck my ass.
That was a throw that Ryan shouldn't have made, though, man.
I know.
He was. You want to talk about a surgeon? He was a surgeon all game
until that
and then you
one
get
moment.
to a 2-point conversion, and you're like, blah.
I've called Matty Ice.
What was that, dude?
I've called Matty Ice out on a lot of things. If you want to make a mistake, make it in the first quarter, not the fourth fucking quarter.
Well, fourth quarter with 2:30 to go.
Give or take.
Like, my God.
The 2-point conversion he tried to make, that if those two, you know what? Kick the fucking field goal, tie the game, take it to overtime. If you're going to go for 2, you better damn well be sure. And I think that's a lot of games this year, good, bad, or indifferent, have ended on bad 2-point conversions.
Real quick, before we end up our little sports hype, what do you think about the top 4 NCAA college?
The basketball thing in March?
No. The football.
Oh, the football. All right. Mini rant.
I mean, obviously, your boys are in.
We're in, no matter what.
You're number 3.
Yep. Well, technically, we ended the season at number 2, but because of the Big Ten championship game,
you got dropped down.
We got bumped. First of all, how do you have a Big Ten championship game featuring Wisconsin, who we beat, and Penn State, who we lost to? How do you not have Ohio State in that game? That's neither here nor there. The game is over. Congratulations, Penn State. Doesn't matter.
How do you not include Central Michigan at all?
They didn't even have them in the top 5 of either of
anything.
I don't get it.
They're undefeated. How do you not have them anywhere in this?
Did you see the post I put up that said Vince McMahon runs the NCAA? Because there's no fucking rhyme or reason. If you're 12-2, if you're 12-2 in the National Football League or in any league, if you play a 14-game season and you're 12-2, and my team is 10-4, doesn't matter how tough your schedule is. They don't ask how you won; they ask if you won.
Dallas.
At the end of the day, exactly. At the end of the day, Dallas is going to have home field advantage. Dallas is going to walk into the playoffs full of confidence. What they do is up to them, but. Could they take who's underneath them? The Giants right now.
Right.
The Giants are next best. Would you bump the Giants over them and say they're the NFC East champions because they had a tougher schedule? No, motherfucker, you wouldn't. So how in the
can't.
Exactly. How in the world are you going to have Wisconsin and Penn State? And I can take the argument for Penn State. I really can because they beat Ohio State. But Wisconsin, fuck you.
No, I completely agree. Like I said. Where's Central Michigan in this? They're who they beat, we understand. All right.
But they're up and coming, and you and I have talked about this before. They're going to be I'm pointing at Michigan State because Rachel's over here, and she's a Michigan State fan. Michigan State was jack shit 20 years ago, and now they're a power, and you worry about them when you see them on the schedule. Now, Central Michigan is that team right now that's coming up. They're Butler. They're Michigan State. Gonzaga in basketball. Who saw Gonzaga coming 20 years ago? Nobody. But there they are every year in that 64, and they make it to the Elite 8 and the Final 4 and all that bullshit. NCAA, get your shit together. That end of rant. Thank you. We're going to talk wrestling soon.
No, we definitely have wrestling. So, real quick before we end up doing the end of our little sports. I love it. I love it.
This is great. We get to get this out and then get to the topic, which is pseudo sports.
Sports entertainment.
Thank you, Eddie.
All right. So
it's still real to me, damn it.
So Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and men loving lesbians.
Hey, Emma listens to this show. She doesn't need to hear about Santa Claus. Lesbians is okay.
So we don't ever talk about this sport, obviously. A few times we mention it. You bust my kids' asses about it all the
God,
time.
I saw this coming.
Obviously the huge plane crash.
Oh, yes.
That rocked the soccer world.
Absolutely.
First of all, for those of you that don't watch soccer, and I'm one of them, picture it this way. The New England Patriots get on a plane. They're flying to L.A. to meet the Rams. The plane runs out of fuel, and everybody dies but 6 people. And 6 of those people are like, say, trainers and nobody. All your stars are gone. Every single one of your players is gone. Heading in towards pretty much the Super Bowl, because these guys were going towards
It's the World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind that this team was nothing. I want to say like it was like 5 years ago that they weren't nothing. They started winning. They became a name for themselves.
Soccer's been getting big. Like like U.S. teams been winning big competitions.
The point being is if they won this, they were going to get nationally funded for the next decade. Nationally funded. The plane runs out of fuel.
You're not going to bring a conspiracy.
Oh, I'm going to bring a conspiracy into this. I really am.
I haven't made that graphic yet.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You have to.
Get to work, Ed. Get to work.
You have to. And people chime in on this if you think I'm full of shit or if you think I'm onto something. We're going right back to what you were saying before with fixed sports.
And we have a question on the board. After you're done with this, I'm going to take 3 minutes and Ed's going to clock me.
There's a whole list of winners and there's a whole list of losers. And if you are not on this list of winners, bad things happen.
You're almost forgotten or bad things happen. I'll agree with that.
To this list of losers, you know what I'm saying? Especially when things kind of start going your way.
Welcome, Kevin Zills, by the way.
What's up, Zills? I almost, it's a travesty. It
Absolutely.
really is an absolute fucking travesty. Number one, that you lose an entire
First
team.
of all, 75 people, the entire team, the coaching staff, et cetera, so
Dude,
forth, they're dead.
Reporters,
Right.
There was cameramen. It just wasn't just a team that was on there. You know what I'm saying? So if this is a conspiracy, you not only killed a team, you killed people that just was only trying to bring news to people, you know, come on.
People can say what they want. They can go back to the Illuminati or the government or whatever. Look, first of all, and you said at the beginning, the first things first, it's a tragedy. 75 people are dead. In a sport that has a grip on, now it's really starting to bubble in America. The world watch.
The world. The
It's
reason
the
why
biggest
we never
sport
heard
in the
about
world.
soccer before was because we sucked at it.
Pretty much.
We sucked at it, so we didn't tell people about
And
soccer.
I think Brandy
Why do we want
Chastain
to
and
tell
her
people
little
about
sports
soccer when
bra
we suck
changed.
at it?
Brandy Chastain and her sports bra changed
football.
everything.
We have football. The rest of the world, soccer is called football.
But we sucked at their
We really
football, which is why we made our
rugby.
own football. Everything else. That's why.
Regardless.
Because football players
Now
are
we
pussies.
actually but now we're starting to get. No, God, no. God.
No.
I would never want to go through, number one, what a football player goes through.
No.
16 weeks of hell, dude.
And if
Hell.
you're good enough, you add another 4 weeks to that.
Right, exactly.
At the end of the day, for me, the tragedy is that all these people died. But now that you bring it up like this, is there something bigger? Because this was a rising team. They were literally
They came out of nowhere.
Exactly.
They came out of nowhere, by the way. Nowhere. Caleb gave me the whole background thing on this. And that's what really brought me to it. I was like, what? They would have gotten funded. That means equipment, medical staff, whatever they
Extra
needed.
money coming in.
Right. Whatever they needed to become a better team, they were going to have. And then we're getting ready to go to this final freaking setup, this game, and the plane runs out of fuel?
I call horseshit for 2
Are
reasons.
you serious?
I'm not going to hit the button, but I'm going to call horseshit for 2 reasons. If you're the pilot of a plane or if you're the driver of a fucking car, make sure you got enough to make the goddamn trip.
They do.
Let's start there. Now, going forward, if you're the pilot of a plane and you see that the fuel's running low, you get on your little thing and you go, 97259er, 69er, 49er, 9er. I like saying 9er. We're in need of a fuel stop and we see Seattle SeaTac in our sights and can we stop there for fuel? Psh, okay, 699er, 499er, 399er. Come on in and we'll fill you up. Pilot error. That's my thing. Now,
Oh.
going back to your conspiracy theory, is the pilot part of the thing and the stuff and the Illuminati and Vince
obviously
McMahon
not.
and all that?
Obviously not. Somebody obviously gets whatever that day, whatever it may be, but
Right.
something got skipped. Crystal Key, grandson was devastated. He got to train with them, which is awesome. You got to also remember some of these players, if you guys ever get a chance, Google deaths on the soccer field.
Oh,
day.
yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
This is the only sport where people literally die on the
Their
field.
hearts explode right there.
Their hearts explode. All right. This sport just blows my mind. This sport
There's
absolutely
actually
blows my
feet
mind.
in it.
Yeah.
No, there is.
I want to take 120 seconds to answer Mike Friend's question, and then, Ed,
Yeah.
are we up against the break? Real quick, maybe, possibly. Dead air? What are you doing?
Well, we made ground in the last segment.
Okay.
So if you
I was
gotta
going to
go
say,
along with this
damn,
one.
okay.
Well, all right. Then I'm going to
Wow,
take
we can keep talking.
I'm going to take 3 minutes before we get into wrestling.
Bit.
Get your wrestling questions in now. But
How
Mike,
about them fucking Celtics?
No!
all right, listen,
No
listen.
basketball.
Mike Friend asked me, I want to hear your thoughts on the chase format.
Go ahead.
All right. It's 3 years in now, the new chase format. We've crowned Kevin Harvick, we've crowned Kyle Busch, and we've crowned that dirty anal cunt, Jimmy Johnson, as champions.
Wait.
Go ahead.
I don't know a lot about
Am I allowed to
racing.
say anal cunt?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Anal cunt.
I don't know a lot about racing. Obviously, Rubbin's racing is my key phrase.
You're going to make me get a beer
I'm
on
going to
this.
say this. If it's not for the new chase format, maybe that anal cunt has 2, not 1.
I can show you stats where he would have 5, not 7, and Harvick would have 3, not 1. And I get where you're going with that.
But it's just like my speculation is your speculation, but from the way the point system worked,
the way the point system used to work, you could go into the second to the last race of the year and hear this on ESPN.
right?
Okay, as long as Jeff Gordon completes the first lap, he's the champion of the world. Which, to me, I get it. Consistency wins, and much like in football, consistency wins. When they introduced the chase format, I was excited. The 10 best guys are going to go for it. Then they expand it to 12. Now, each year that Junior doesn't get in, they expand it even further, and now they're at 16. But let's give Junior some credit. This year, concussion problems have him out, but the last couple years...
Which, by the way, I think he's done.
Oh, no, he said he's making a full comeback. He's going to be there in Daytona. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. He'll be there for Daytona, and then he'll be done after that. He's gonna retire.
I like that winning now, not just consistency, because Terry Labonte back in 1996 won the Winston Cup, basically finishing second all year. He won 2 races. Jeff Gordon that year won 10 races.
Right.
And Jeff Gordon's not the fucking champion. So I like the chase format. I like the fact that winning is a premium. You win, you're in. I get it. I love it. I dig it. I think it's great. Getting down to the wire, that last race in Miami, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago, where Joey Logano basically shoved Carl Edwards into oblivion, and Carl Edwards owned that race. Mike, friend, if you're watching and you want to chime in,
Oh, damn.
Carl Edwards and Kevin Harvick were owning that race. I would have happily, I will try that in a minute. I'm not a big margarita fan, but I will.
That's a wine Rita.
A winery. I'm definitely going to try it. So to have that jackass, Joey Logano, push him on it. Kenseth did it too. Don't give me that. Come on. Kenseth did it in retaliation because he got turned the week before. Go look it up. I'm right. You know I'm right. And Mike knows I'm right because we talked about
Absolutely.
it last year on the Jeff Gordon
And like
tribute
I said,
episode.
I'm old school. I'm old school racing.
If he did you wrong, turn him. But in that race, Carl Edwards did nothing wrong
Look,
to have him
as
be turned.
hard as some of these old school racers were, when it came down to
Dale
it,
fucking Earnhardt,
there
people.
was a respect. They knew, I ain't fucking with you. You don't fuck with me. This is prime time. This is where we make our points right now, people. Don't be doing no doggy shit and put me in no walls, and I won't be doing the same
and
to you.
And now Mike just brought up Kenseth won a championship without a win. That's right.
Absolutely.
And do you know what happened the next year, Mike? Welcome to the chase.
Just chase. Because too many fucking people bitched about the fact that he didn't win a single race, which think about that. You have a valid point. You're not a winner.
If Gordon can
You're
win,
not-
Rusty Wallace in 1993 wins 10
NASCAR
races.
just
Earnhardt
proved-
wins 2. Earnhardt's the champion. Fuck that.
NASCAR
Come on, tell me I'm
just
wrong.
proved
Tell
our
me I'm wrong.
wussification theory. Kenseth won on a participation trophy.
Pretty much. And look, full disclosure.
Pretty much.
Mike is a
That's the
Kenseth fan.
truth.
Mike is a Kenseth fan.
That's the truth.
He's agreeing with us without agreeing with us, if I can say that. Mike, if I'm wrong, please tell us. He's agreeing with us without agreeing with us.
Yeah, see, go Kenseth.
Yeah, say, go Kenseth and Harvick. I like that. But you're right. At the end of the day, wins have to mean something.
No, they do. You have to win at least one. You know what? If you don't have the new chase format, you have to at least say, we'll do the old school way as long as you win at least one race for the season.
I'd buy that.
Because at least then you can say, I'm a winner. If you don't cross that finish line first, you're not a winner. You can't count yourself as a winner, and you shouldn't be considered a winner.
The Pocono race in the summer, and I'm going to take this last 30 seconds. The Pocono race in the summer gets rained out. Chris Buescher, who is a talented driver, but he's not Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, et cetera, so
the
forth.
big names.
Rain gets shortened. He's in first. Chris Busch is the winner. He's in the chase. Eliminated in the first round. This is where I like this new format because it decides who the winners are and who the losers are. I really believe that.
I think it works.
We're talking wrestling after the break, kids. Get your questions
We're
in
talking
now.
wrestling. Get them questions in. WCW, WWE.
ECW, ECW, ECW,
NXT. We're hitting it all.
Can we talk about AWA?
I remember Glow.
Glow. We'll be back.
Ladies of Wrestling.
Mount Fiji.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Loki and Jabroni Show. Hey, if you love the Loki and Jabroni Show, stop at www.facebook.com/The Loki and Jabroni Show. Get involved in the conversation. Let us know what you think about today's topics and leave your suggestions. Loki and Jabroni Show is the #1 podcast in New England and the only podcast with an official endorsement from the demon god Cthulhu. Isn't that right, Mr. Cthulhu?
If you guys could only see what happens before we go live every single time. It's
I think it's a competition. What happened? Oh, it's little Loki.
This dude wants to come in so bad.
He's wanted to be a guest on this show for almost a year, and we won't let him.
No, we
Fuck him.
won't. He's trying to get. He's like, "Will you please open the window? I'm trying so hard."
Sometimes,
to get in here.
guys, it's what you don't hear that might be the most entertaining thing.
It's ridiculous. So
Too much fun. Too much fun.
Before we went into our sports debauchery, we're talking wrestling.
We are talking wrestling this
So
week.
we are back again with the wrestling. WWE, WWF. Gotta open up the other one, baby. Hold on.
Uh-oh, we got problems.
Take over.
I got it. So this past weekend, and I don't have the results in front of me. I'm going to ask Rachel to get on her Google machine. Was TLC, the pay-per-view. And the only result I know two results, is that the Wyatt family, oh dear God, the Wyatt family consisting of Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Luke Harper are now the tag team champions, much like the New Day carried that three-man Freebird gimmick. And they're now the three-man, two-man
the whole
tag
Randy
team.
Orton Bray thing is
That creeps me out just a little bit because Randy Orton's a star and he doesn't need the Wyatt family and the Wyatt family doesn't need Randy Orton, but somehow they're all together in this one big happy fucking conglomerate, and it doesn't make sense to me. Angela digs Randy Orton and we're watching the show. She's
I
like,
love Randy Orton.
oh,
Dude.
Randy Orton by himself is
I'm a Randy fan, dude. I absolutely love
he doesn't
Randy
need the
Orton.
Wyatt family, and truth be told, the Wyatt family is big enough on their own that they don't need Randy Orton.
No.
Why are they putting them together?
And honestly, it makes no sense.
Absolutely.
It makes look. I understand the psychotic aspect of it because obviously Randy plays the whole "my marbles aren't there, I hear voices in my head," blah blah blah.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously the Wyatts aren't all there either, and they obviously hear voices in their heads too. The problem is they're just Randy Orton is so stuck on image since day one.
What is this adding to his image?
Well, no, I'm just saying image alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the way his pose, his
pose,
Adonis
his sculpting,
pose,
the things he does in the ring all make sense.
Now you team that with, and I love Bray Wyatt. I think he's the next Undertaker. I really do, and I'm ready for him to become that role. But he is not the Adonis that Randy Orton is.
And that makes sense for that role. And look, I've only dressed as a wrestler 3 times in my life for Halloween. Road Warrior Animal, Joe Laurinaitis, full disclosure, Goldust, and Bray Wyatt. So it makes sense. It's a character that speaks to a lot of people, and it's a character that speaks to me.
What,
he doesn't need Randy Orton.
Or out of shape?
The dark.
The dark.
Look, you can have an out-of-shape guy, Congo. Congo is not in the best of shape, but Congo worked his ass off and did a great job.
Whoa. Let me rephrase that because I don't think that's a very fair term. Because you could be that size and not do what these guys do in the ring.
But then you have a guy like Samoa Joe that can do all that.
That's what I'm saying. You need endurance. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Congo needs endurance. These guys need endurance. So let me apologize and let me take that one back. So out of shape, let me say what most would consider out of shape.
Bray Wyatt is not a slob by any means.
But he's not a John Cena. He's not
he's not John Cena. He's not AJ Styles. He's not Hulk Hogan. He's not the Ultimate Warrior. But what he does makes sense.
But he's an athlete.
Oh, without question. I don't think the two need each other. I'm questioning whoever's writing this stuff because I think they're on the bottle 24/7, and I don't mean the baby bottle.
So are us.
I mean, well, true, but I really don't. It doesn't make sense.
I'm on the glass today. Thank you.
Yeah. The second result that I know from TLC is that the Harley Quinn clone Alexa Bliss beat my girl Becky Lynch and is now the women's champion on the blue side.
Look.
No, she is your champion.
I look
Don't
at this
be
girl,
a millennial.
I look at this girl.
Alexa's got skills.
I'm not trying to take it away, but Medusa, anyone?
Fair point. I'm gonna raise my hand right now. Fair point.
You know what I'm saying?
Medusa was the darling of everyone in the 90s because she was the female athlete that did all that stuff, but then every female athlete that came after her did all the same stuff, and they were held to that regard, and then they eventually eclipsed her. And now Medusa she's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, absolutely.
She's a legit Hall of Famer.
What she is, absolutely. And you see things every once in a while, she comes out of nowhere. And I almost kind of feel like maybe people forgot what she did for female wrestling.
She brought it up. She really did. Same as Trish, same as Lita. But
but without Medusa was you have no Trish, you have no Lita.
What you had was Moolah versus Richter every freaking show.
Thank you. And
I love Richter.
And
I figured you would. I do too.
Medusa in her prime was a looker.
Oh, she was badass.
She was, and she could wrestle with the guys.
Nobody wore a micro mini skirt.
She wrestled many matches against men and made it look fantastic.
She was easy on the eyes, and she worked her ass off in the ring. But now we have this, Becky Lynch is easily the best female worker in the business right now.
Vince isn't able to make good characters anymore, sadly. PG era kind of killed that.
I'm going to agree to disagree. I agree to an extent because...
The problem is, I don't think a lot of people realize Vince isn't in control of that aspect of the WWE anymore.
I'm going to call bullshit because I do listen to other podcasts. And Bruce Pritchard, you guys might remember him as Brother Love, who worked in WWE Creative for 20 years. There's nothing that goes through Creative that doesn't get okayed by Vince McMahon. Even to this day, at 70,000 years old, nothing goes green light, if you will, without his stamp of approval.
And I say he still has those few people that out of nowhere says,
Yes, men. Oh, absolutely.
And he trusts 100%.
Sir, wait. Vince didn't hire ugly women wrestlers? Hello? Bull Nakano, Bertha Faye, Luna Vachon.
Oh, God.
Drew, do you hear this noise? Pull your head out of your ass.
Hold on. No, the list can go on and on and on and on. When China first came into
China
the
was
network,
uglier than fuck.
Dude, go back and Google China first. When she grabbed Marlena, was flipping her like a rag doll. Most people thought that she was a dude.
It was a man.
Like, I'm sorry.
I thought it was.
I've seen porn that proves otherwise, though.
Oh, my God.
Dude, Jacqueline, if she didn't have tits, she's hideous. Look at Jacqueline.
All right. Fair.
Look at the zonkers she had. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
I mean, there was a selling aspect. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. You know, who's the other one from freaking ECW?
The woman?
Terry Bitch. Is it Terry Snitch?
No, there was Tammy Sitch, which was Sunny.
Terry,
but then there was Tammy Bitch, which was Dawn Marie in the WWE.
It was Dawn Marie. Even Dawn Marie wasn't.
She had a great body. She had a busted face.
Thank you, Butterface. Exactly, Butterface.
She's a gorgeous woman.
When she's got 30 pounds of makeup on and she woke up on the right side of bed and had sunny-side eggs with fucking French toast on the side.
Well, we're never getting Dawn Marie on the show.
I'm sorry. No, she needs makeup. Woman needs makeup.
Crystal says she thought China was a dude, too. So,
thank you, Crystal.
Guys, get your wrestling questions in now. We're willing to answer anything. We're big wrestling fans.
I'll answer
what
anything.
What is your question?
I'll answer anything pre-90s.
All right. Rachel's got a question. I want to hear it.
I'm catching up.
I saw part of it on YouTube. NXT TakeOver Toronto. I did watch part of it on YouTube. Absolutely. What a great match. Mickey's chances of making it back are great if they can get past the way she left. And I know
that's my problem.
Vince
right
McMahon
now.
is a guy who holds grudges.
That's
again,
and that's another problem with Paige. Twice now she has fucked with the system. Paige is on the same boat, and unfortunately, because Paige is she's
fantastic.
Not only is she a great vocal wrestler, she's a great performer. She's an awesome wrestler. She has talent. She has talent. Mickie James, it's you know what? She left on the heart too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with wrestling nowadays is there's too many relationships that get caused, and obviously you're with these people.
I was just thinking about this earlier.
300 days out of the year, maybe unless you get injured, you're
with these people more than your own family.
Correct yourself, unless you wrestle with Roman Reigns.
Fuck Roman Reigns.
Which, by the way, Roman needs to become heel really soon.
Oh, without question.
To save his career, Roman needs to become heel. But that's neither here nor there. No, she is not going to have a chance to come back because let me just answer that first one, because of exactly what you said. Vince McMahon does still have a hold on this company, very much so.
Of course.
And the biggest thing that he has a hold on is you don't fuck with Vincent K. McMahon.
Look how long it took. Look. All that Hulk Hogan bullshit that's been going on with the sex tape now is over.
Mm-hmm.
He's not brought Hulk Hogan back. It took the Ultimate Warrior from 96 to
Roman so
2000. Oh, somebody help me real quick. Somebody hit the Google machine. Warrior died like 4 or 5 years ago.
I want to say 6.
It took almost to the year he died. No, it was like 20.
Oh, wait.
Christ,
for him to get into
to come back and be welcomed back, it took 12 years.
Sting
died April 8th, 2014 in Scottsdale, Arizona.
So it took almost 18 years for the Warrior to come back. Sting had a chance to come in when WCW folded. He went to TNA. It was a conflict of difference.
He owned TNA. I would have went to TNA.
Right.
Fuck that shit, dude. He rode that gravy train for 6 years.
Vince McMahon and his crew hold grudges. Andrew has a question, and I'm going to ask you this first. What is your favorite match of all time, modern, or past?
Absolute favorite, Rock versus Stone Cold. Stone Cold wins.
What was the show? Do you remember?
WrestleMania.
Okay.
There was the one where he gave him the Stone Cold Stunner and the Rock totally sold it.
Oh, with
Remember
the flip?
when he flopped and flipped, dude? Best match of all time because Rock just started coming over at that point, started becoming The Rock at that point. Obviously, Stone Cold, was going for the belt at the time. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's when he turned it into the Smoking Skull belt.
Not too far after that.
I was going to say, I think that was his Smoking Skull belt after that. The match, Rock Bottom went off. Stunner went off.
Oh, they did like their finishers.
Dude, it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The crowd was literally
18, if I'm not doing my math right.
I'd have to look up the one, but the crowd was literally holy shit, holy shit, doing their holy fuck. And then when that Stunner went off and he flopped, I knew it was over. And I'm a huge Rock fan. I'm a huge Rock fan, dude, huge.
I know.
Even at that time when Stone Cold was as big as he was, I loved The Rock. And, dude, when he took that flop, I'm like, it's over.
Right.
I looked at my buddy. I was like, it's over.
Mine of all time was
17. Yeah, 17.
June 29, 1982, Madison Square Garden. Jimmy Snuka versus Bob Backlund in a cage. Snuka misses the dive. Backlund wins by the skin of his teeth. That's my past one. Modern, easily. I was there for that one, too. WrestleMania 10. Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, ladder match. You're not going to beat that match. No one.
Past. If you're going past, then I got to go the Great American Screw match. Bret the Hitman Hart.
November 9,
1997.
1997. One of my greatest moments ever.
What a great match that was, dude.
Until the end. It was great.
Hold on. Do we still know if that's been scripted or not?
Shawn Michaels has written a book. Bret Hart's written a book. Bruce Pritchard, Brother Love, has a podcast where he talks about the screw job, and even he's still not sure. That is one of those questions.
That's what I'm saying. Was that
is
not
Elvis
a
really
genius,
dead?
Was
we're,
that
we're
not
really
a
never going to know the answer.
Plan? If he really did plan that, if Vince McMahon planned that, can you not say that he's not the greatest storyteller ever?
Oh, easily.
You're talking about decades later. We're still talking about
the fact that 20 years later that people still talk about this match and such
and it's called that.
You're absolutely right.
It's called the screw job.
The Montreal screw job.
It's called no. You don't even have to put in Montreal. You just put in the words screw job.
You could just say Montreal and people go, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. Seriously,
true.
Just guys, if you're out there, wrestling fans, Montreal, tell me what you think.
Yeah, no,
if
you're absolutely
just joining
right.
us like
Andrew,
Bill Bingham.
WrestleMania 17, Stone Cold versus The Rock. Stone Cold turned heel.
Oh, I said 18. I'm sorry.
And that's why he was absolutely right. Yep.
My question for you, as a little Mike running around, sans beard, you have no beard, you're running around Saturday morning, you flip the TV on. Who was your guy?
It was always Bret the Hitman Hart.
In the 80s, Bret came up later.
80s. Jake the Snake Roberts.
Good choice, man. Good choice.
I've always been like a Hulk Hogan fan. I think we all are at some level.
Oh,
at some point.
For me, the most exciting was Roddy Piper.
Yeah, he was great.
You know, I soured on Piper for a while. They took.
I had respect for Piper later
when he came back. I thought when he took some time off, and when he came back as like the anti-hero, I thought he was fierce.
I thought they took a lot away from Roddy Piper when they turned him a babyface. It was just the antithesis of what Roddy Piper should have been. He was always the antagonist. He always made you, question, should I like this guy? Should I not like this guy?
Rude.
Rick Rude was another one. I was a big Ric Flair fan from the word go, and
Junkyard Dog was another one I liked.
JYD was badass.
Junkyard Dog was like
speaking of ravishing
brought
Rick
the kids
Rude,
out.
Go ahead.
How many people have tried to follow in his footsteps and have kind of pretty much failed? Val Venus.
Yep.
Too
Buff.
But yeah, buff too.
But we don't know where Too Buff's going, so Too Buff, if you're watching, keep on, man.
Buff
on.
the stuff.
Oh, Buff Bagwell, absolutely.
Buff Bagwell is absolutely one of those.
I don't know if there's anybody right now trying to.
Ziggler tried to go that route when he
for a while
first came in. When he first came in,
We got some Ravishing Rick Rude.
I was
Gets
going to
a
say,
like,
see, not a lot.
Hulk Hogan, Arn Anderson, a lot of guys that they're bringing up that are awesome.
Mr. Ass.
Billy Gunn.
I
Yeah,
would say
absolutely.
Mr. Ass kind of tried to go that route.
A little bit. I'll give you that.
Maybe Ken Patera?
No, I'm gonna ixnay Ken Patera only because he kept with the Olympic and the body and.
Well, when he came back after getting out of prison, though, he was
Master.
He was kind of
were
like
those not some of the greatest vignettes?
he was kind of like
Chris
the
Masters.
Chris Masters.
I'll buy that for a minute, but I think that was more along the lines of
Lex Luger.
Almost. As the narcissist, or
almost,
or
yes.
overall?
As the narcissist. Because overall, he's. I got to give it to him. Overall, he's got Rick Rude beat.
I know somebody that tried and failed.
Who?
Leapin' Lenny Puffo.
Oh.
Remember when he came back and he tried to be, what was it, the genius?
The genius.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
That almost made my list. You guys are going to hear my list in a little while. Stay tuned. That was almost on my list.
Ziggler, Shawn Michaels, Billy Gunn, and Rick Rude hybrid.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see all of that.
The only problem is...
Mr. Wonderful.
The only problem is I will never put Shawn Michaels and Ziggler in the same sentence.
Because Shawn Michaels eclipses Ziggler to the nth degree. I'm unapologetic Shawn Michaels fan. Sorry.
He is the king of charisma.
Without question.
You throw that kid a microphone and people are either crying, laughing, whatever Shawn wants to make you feel, he's going to make you feel.
But at the same time, once that mic goes down and... Again, what is the old adage?
Point example.
Go ahead.
When he became that Born Again.
Yep. You still listen.
You still listen to him, dude. You still like it.
What was it? I'm trying to remember what podcast I listened to. It was a wrestling podcast, and they said once the music stops, sometimes you lose interest. Ultimate Warrior, Vader, certain guys like that. Once the music stops and the entrance is over and they're in the ring, you lose interest.
Change the channel.
With Shawn Michaels.
Come back when you know it's almost going to be over.
With Shawn Michaels, with Chris Jericho, with AJ Styles, with Dean Ambrose. As much as I dislike the Dean Ambrose character, I can't stop watching him.
He's a good wrestler, man.
Oh, absolutely. You have to have the goods between the ropes, and Shawn Michaels, to this day in 2016, is still, in my opinion, and I've been a Ric Flair fan since I was 8 years old. Ric Flair is second to Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels put it all out there.
I thought it was really cool when he had to do the I Will Retire
the retirement match. Oh yeah,
it was
perfect. That's probably one of the reasons why I tuned out, was because there was less personality and more gimmick going on, and I kind of got turned off by it.
All right, so real quick, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Absolutely.
Oh, without question.
Ziggler tried the super kick. Yeah, we all know how well that worked out for him. Seth Rollins wants Triple H. Who doesn't know that?
He wants to be Triple H.
Yes. No, absolutely. No,
look, they call him the architect. What are you building? Seriously, you're the architect.
He's building a shit house.
Yeah,
because
basically.
he's a redneck. I mean,
he's also the most dangerous wrestler out there.
No, we've
Sting,
said it before.
Cena, Undertaker, Balor.
If you're not young, if you can't take, and I've said this, dude. I'm 42 now. You're about to have your 40. What is it? 45, right?
44.
Almost 45.
Get out there
almost,
Saturday night if
bad.
you're in the southeastern Connecticut area. Buy me a pitcher of beer. That's the only gift I want.
By the way, buy him some Sam Adams juiced IPA
on tap at Tokyo Sushi.
Man,
let's give Tokyo Sushi some love.
That was some good beer.
They have that at Tokyo Sushi.
Yes. Oh, that's what I ordered.
If you're a guy and you like beer, I want you, no, let's not, it's a focus group. Pay attention. If you're a guy, juiced IPA is like an orgasm in your mouth. Thank you.
So buy him that. So look.
That split second of silence was definitely.
When you're 21, 25, you go out drinking, you get shit-faced, you get in a bar fight. The next day you wake up, you're good. Right?
Right.
You're not bad. You take a shower, you bandage yourself up, you go out the next day, you're partying hard. You're 40 years old now, and you get in that same bar fight, and you drink that same amount of alcohol. Your body's like, All right, Mike. Here's the deal.
He's speaking from experience.
You drank a lot tonight, and you got your ass kicked. You're going to feel one of these. All right? You got to feel one of these. This is the deal now. Do you want to feel this one or you want to feel that one? I think I'll take that one.
Choose now.
Now, wrestling, like any other sports, same like us. See, drinking is like us. That's our sport.
I got you.
That's we did what? We dedicate a lot of time to this.
It's just painful truth. That's all. I'm just like
the uncomfortable truth of all of it.
Yeah, try it. Try to outdrink me. Try it. No,
we're the tag team champions of beer, right?
I know.
Isn't that margarita number 5?
Do you even drink, bro?
Do you even drink, bro? When you're a wrestler, this is your thing. Regardless, whatever it is, your age. Watch The Undertaker take some of them hits, man.
Without question.
And you cringe. You're like,
I'm not a big fan of The Undertaker. I never have been. From the moment he debuted in Hartford, Connecticut in November of 1990, even to today, I'm not a big fan. But to watch him, and I'll go back, and Mike Friend is on the feed right now. I was at Mike Friend's house.
Brock Lesnar beat the bejesus out of him.
I'm at Mike Friend's house in Florida watching WrestleMania 20. Give me, Mike, you got to give me this. 20-something. And it was Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. And my buddy Chad Hatfield.
That was the retirement match?
No, it was the one before that.
Oh, okay.
And
I will beat the streak match, I promise you.
Undertaker does that suicide dive over the top rope, catches his feet, and he tumbles, and we're all like, oh shit, Undertaker's dead. Yes. And he does 20 more minutes. And at the end of the match, my guy lost. But we're all looking at each other. Chad, who's not a wrestling fan. Mike, who is a wrestling fan. Me, who is a very big wrestling fan, who kind of fell out because Benoit whacked his family. And we're looking at each other and like, that guy is fucking immortal. There's nothing that you can do to that guy. He could be 75 years old and put on a better match than 90% of the roster. The Undertaker gets my props just for that.
I'll always give Undertaker his props.
I miss Paul Bear. I thought I thought he was like the most awesome character.
Real quick before we wrap it up,
and the best part about that was he was a trained mortician.
Real quick before we wrap this whole thing up,
Bill Moody was a trained mortician.
You guys chime in on this also. Kane, real deal.
At this age,
for just look at his career. Look at his career. Everything he's been through. At the end of it, does he belong in the Hall of Fame?
Kane's a first ballot Hall of Famer easily. You go back to, it was Bad Blood 97, the day Pillman died, and everybody's, and Kane makes his debut.
Rips the
cage
door.
Right. Immediately he makes an impact. Now, you go further into the 2000s, and he unmasked against, Triple H. And he the dirty face gimmick, and then he's bald and whatever, and easily this guy, Glenn Jacobs, is a first ballot Hall of Famer anyway. If this guy, when Kane decides to retire, if he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, I burn down WWE headquarters.
I absolutely
myself.
Agree. I absolutely agree. One of my favorite stories, obviously, is when he was obviously Dr. Yankum.
Isaac Yankum, DDS, baby.
A lot of people do not realize that. Look it up.
He was also the Unabomb back in the day in Jim Cornette's promotion in West Virginia. I can't remember the name of it.
That was terrible too. But I mean, this guy has been through some terrible, terrible things in his life, and to be able to grasp the Undertaker's other brother, that
was the best thing that could have happened to him.
I agree. And not only did he take it, but he took the reins and he just
he ran with it without question. Kane's a first ballot Hall of Famer. The minute he retires, much like when Eddie Guerrero died, they put him in the Hall of Fame right away. When Edge hurt his neck, they put him in the Hall of Fame right away. When Kane decides that his boots are getting hung up forever, if he's not in the Hall of Fame the first year,
I agree.
It's bullshit.
Tragedy. Absolute fucking tragedy.
Is it bullshit?
It is bullshit. You know what it is? Horse shit. You're welcome. And we're going to break. We'll talk to you guys in a few minutes.
Hey, dude, what's going on?
Hey, not a whole lot. Just hanging out. What's up?
Oh, man, I got really drunk last night at a party.
There's a surprise.
I let somebody tattoo me. It's really bad, dude. I gotta get it fixed. Do you know anybody I can go to?
Actually, I do. You can go down to Sublime Ink Tattoo down in Groton. It's at 577 Route 12. Do you need the number?
Oh, absolutely, man.
All right, write this down. You ready?
I'm ready.
860-445-4400.
860-445-4400.
Go down and ask for some of my friends. There's Dave Kovalik, Dana Batts, Justin Furr, Dave Kruger. They will cover up any shitty jailhouse tattoo
This
your
thing's a
drunken
nightmare,
buddy
man.
gave you.
Thank you very much.
And if you're thinking about getting that little piercing, they do that too.
And welcome back to the Local Jabroni Show. This is the final segment of this fantastic podcast episode.
And some would say the best segment.
I agree.
Oh, absolutely. I was staring at Rachel because usually when Ed says quiet on the set, Rachel's the one that speaks first.
Or somebody else, yeah.
Yeah.
About that.
It's not us. It's never us.
So,
Well, every now and then Loki will take a big old
as
slurp
we
of
are
his drink.
wrapping up
Yeah.
this holiday festivity.
What holiday are we
what
talking
holiday?
about, my friend?
Wrestling's a holiday now?
Wrestling is a holiday.
No.
Wait.
The first podcast.
Well, wrestling in this house is a holiday.
The first podcast of December.
Oh, absolutely.
Hello?
Welcome.
Wait, that's not a holiday?
I got another holiday.
That's
The
not.
first-
We got
The Loki
another
and
holiday.
The Loki and Jabroni Show, the first recording podcast in December, isn't a holiday?
Technically.
It really should be.
Recorded. I agree.
It really should be because it gets everybody excited because you just dealt with Thanksgiving,
Yep.
right? And then it's Loki and Jabroni week,
Right.
which you got to start shopping and getting everything ready for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So as you are shopping, you can be listening to the Loki and Jabroni Show.
There's no better way to do your holiday shopping. And by the way, there's another holiday that we all forgot. This Saturday, September. Jesus Christ. Who gave me the calendar?
Oh, December.
December 10. Shut up, woman. December 10 at the vaunted, fantastic, world-famous Tokyo Sushi, we are celebrating 44 years of your favorite co-host this Saturday.
Well, I'm going to already buy you a Sam Adams juiced IPA.
Pitcher
Yeah.
or one?
No, a pitcher.
That's all I want.
Because you already drank like a pitcher of this last.
No, I drank a glass and then I took
And then
swigs off
another
of
glass.
your pitcher. No, I took one glass and then while you were not looking, I kind of swigged off your pitcher, but it wasn't that much.
So it was definitely another glass one. But
Probably.
after I celebrate with you, I have to be at the Oakdale Fire Department to be Loki Santa.
I'm hoping to be there. I'm really hoping to be there. I really want to see you as Loki Santa. I want to have it live on the Facebook that you are in the full regalia of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Or as they say in Mexico, Santa Claus.
Santa
And
Claus.
¿Dónde está Santa Claus? Right there, motherfucker. He's the guy.
Or as some kids often say, I didn't ask for this.
Right. That's
Wow.
usually
That guy.
that was usually in my house. But, closing it out. All the way around the table, three of us. You had to pick one. Just one. All-time favorite wrestler. Everybody else can die. That guy lives. Who is it?
Rock. Hands down.
Rock. Wow. Eddie. As you're sipping your gimmick drink.
What?
Referee
That's-
Danny Davis.
I made
Fuck
that-
you, Danny
I
Davis.
made
Come
that
on. It's probably a great drink, too. Oh, I gotta try this
That's
milky
my
something.
homemade Kahlua right there.
You know what? Not a big fan of milky drinks, but this is tasty. You know what? Keep it.
You can't, man.
Okay, I gotta
It's
give back
terrible.
to Loki.
It's kind of bittersweet because he's dead, but I'm going to say Rowdy Piper.
I know, Chris Benoit. I get it.
Fuck Chris Benoit.
That's what I say. Fuck Chris Benoit.
Your obsession with him is almost homoerotic.
You want to know why I have an obsession with him? Because I see on my
Tight butt,
fucking
tight
news
butt,
feed
tight abs, tight
every
arms.
freaking day some jackass. You want the answer, or do you want to keep playing fucking dick ping pong with each other?
We're totally dick ping ponging you. Moving on.
No, that's
Anyway,
fine.
next subject.
You know why I have a problem with Chris Benoit? Because I see these fanboys every day spewing these conspiracy theories. Oh, Benoit didn't do it. Fuck you. There's enough evidence just in the house alone. Read a book, motherfuckers. He did it. He killed his wife. He killed his kid. He killed himself. Fuck you. I'm done. All time. That's tough for me. It used to be Ric Flair, but like we talked about earlier, Shawn Michaels made that leap. And if I could watch one guy if I could only watch his matches for the rest of my life, Shawn Michaels, easily. Best performer, in my opinion. Rock is really good, and he's up there.
Athletic, I would say Ricky Steamboat. He was.
Oh my God. What a fantastic
I don't think he ever quite got his due.
I think he did, but as the 80s turned into the 90s, and you got the new stars.
After he beat Macho Man at WrestleMania 3, he should have.
Before you go to top 10.
But he worked with Flair 2 years later, and he tore the house down, and that was like, at that time, that was the match. And then, of course, you get into the 90s, and then it's Flair, or it's Michaels, or it's Bret Hart. There was just a lot of guys. Steamboat worked with Steve Austin in like 92, 93 before he was stone cold. He was still stunning Steve Austin. They tore the house down.
I played the match in the game.
Oh my God. Was that match was incredible.
Biggest never was.
That should have been.
Exactly.
I'm going to let you start because I got to really think about this.
Really?
I probably have one that is going to, go ahead.
For me, it's always been Dean Malenko.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just because he can't be that good on the mic, whatever it may be. Wrestling wise, he is it. Like,
without question.
He is fluid. He's probably one of the best entertainers as far as wrestling is concerned.
Without question.
His finisher, Texas Cloverleaf. I mean,
amazing.
It's like the sharpshooter, but kind of not. You got to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe he was also known as the one who can reverse any maneuver, right? Wasn't he the one that could do that? Like anything that he got put into.
He was the man of 1,000 holds.
That's what it was. Yeah, man of 1,000 holds. He can literally reverse anything that was put onto him. I think what killed him, like I said, was just not being able to.
The microphone
The
skills.
mic. He sucked. He had the charisma of like an active turd.
Well, no, his charisma shone in the ring, but at the same time, when you put a microphone in front of him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's part of the charisma is you
he
have
was dry like toast.
Right. You have to be out
but
there.
You can,
I'm going to kick your ass.
You don't have to say anything. I mean, Jimmy
ass.
Snuka for the first 10 years of his career didn't say word one, and people loved this guy. I think if Dean Malenko had never opened his mouth, and I say that with a capital N, never opened his mouth, Dean Malenko is bigger than a pepperoni pizza. He's just the guy. But he opened his mouth. That's unfortunate. Eddie, your question.
Real quick.
Uh-oh.
Crystal Key, Jake Gallagher.
Yeah, I looked him up during the break, and
the mustache.
Wow.
I think he had like 20 pounds of mustache.
And he's now, from what I read, he's now on Raw, which obviously I'm missing the first hour because we're giving you podcast gold. I got to see this guy. I really do have to see this guy. It can't be any worse than that no-chin motherfucker on Tuesday night, James Ellsworth, who every time Angela sees him goes, how is this guy on national fucking television? I really don't understand it myself. And if Angela picks up on it, that's mainstream America. We're the closet guys.
The dude has no chin.
But he's got skills, and I get it, but he looks like a fucking turtle in the ring. Yes, Ellsworth! Did I stutter?
All right, so biggest has been that should have been.
I don't know if this counts. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just the way I feel about it. You remember Billy Jack Haynes?
Yes. Oh my God,
I
met him
used
in an
to love
airport.
Billy Jack Haynes, and I agree with you. He wasn't great on the microphone, but I thought he was great in the ring.
Oh my God,
and
yes.
the way he used to do a full Nelson was just like,
oh my God.
And that whole feud, it was him and Hercules.
Hercules Hernandez, yes.
And then they gave Hercules his shtick, and I thought that was bullshit.
Oh my God! Thank you, Eddie. Oh, you just brought back a whole bunch of memories. I love Billy Jack Haynes.
He was the perfect face. Like he was a good-natured, whatever.
Was
Exactly.
proud
And
to
he
be
was-
from Oregon on his hat.
Exactly.
and
Well,
all that.
that's my point. If you'd had no mic skills, it kind of seemed like you got left in the dust. It kind of seemed like wrestling
Yeah,
skills only got you so far. You know what I'm saying? You had to be able to talk the
and
trash on the
I was
mic
just-
and get
I
the
was just
crowd
looking
going.
up on him too, and I guess he's got ongoing lawsuits with the WWE, which probably hurt him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably the what is it? The,
Concussion
Overall, I
lawsuit.
liked
Concussion
him. He
lawsuit.
wasn't my favorite, but Saturday mornings, like he brought up,
yeah.
turn on the wrestling. If he was there, it was like, oh, Billy Jack Haynes.
I loved Billy
Yeah.
Jack.
I get
Haynes.
to see that fucking fierce Nelson.
Wow.
I was like,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
Just wow.
So what do you got?
For me, it was drug problems killed this guy. Kerry Von Erich. The Texas Tornado, for those of you who aren't familiar.
You know what killed fucking
Drugs.
Von Erich? His
a 44
name.
to the heart.
No, his name.
Agreed.
That name was cursed. The Von Erichs are cursed.
I don't disagree with that.
That is a cursed family.
There is something, and I know you put your thumbs up on Facebook when I say it. When I'm having a bad day, I say, some days you're the gun, some days you're the Von Erich.
Yeah.
And it's true. Kerry Von Erich had the charisma. He was the guy in that family.
Everything,
Look,
man.
Kevin Von Erich.
Everything.
Kevin Von Erich was the best entertainer in the family. David Von Erich was the best wrestler in the family.
period.
But Kerry had everything.
Yeah, he was the jack of all trades.
He was. And when they finally brought him up, when he finally came to WWF in 1990, I was like, oh God, this is it. This is one of the guys I've always, underground. I've always dug this guy. Now people are going to see it all over the place. And then again, drug problems, things that he did. I don't want to go into the details, but look him up. Kerry Von Erich, ERICH, because I know some of you guys are going to go.
Flying Von Erichs or Fabulous Von Erich, something like that from
yeah.
that wrestling organization before
Texas.
WCW.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember
Fabulous.
them when I was
Fabulous
really,
Oh,
Von
yeah.
Erichs, Yes.
And it was
Yeah.
Von Erichs against the Freebirds, which was like the hottest thing ever. It was like DX in the Nation back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Before DX and Kevin Von Erich is still alive. He's the last of the brothers. Either drug problems or
By some
suicide.
small miracle, he's still alive.
Dude, God bless Kevin Von Erich. Kerry Von Erich was a guy who should have been, he died at 33 in 1993. He should have been the guy who, in the Attitude Era or whatever, had the world championship around his waist, should have been that pure, wholesome, milk drinking, whatever. Unfortunately, his demons got to him. For me, Kerry Von Erich was the guy that should have been.
Like I said, dude, that just that family alone was
I
cursed.
know.
It's just
There's a
cursed
great
family,
article
dude.
out there, guys. If you want to look it up, it's by Irvin Mushnick. It was published, I want to say, in Playboy in 1986 about the Von Erich family and the things they went through. This was in 1989. So go read that article. You really want to see some deep, dark shit about the wrestling business and how a family in the wrestling business, not unlike the Harts, but they've actually survived. Go read that article by Irvin Mushnick about the Von Erichs, and your worldview just goes right around the corner.
Cursed family.
Quick,
All
quick,
right, man.
quick rapid fire. You
Go
guys remember before the age of the internet? You remember how awesome it was to grab the wrestling magazines back in the day?
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
Oh, when
had
we
the
had-
pocket change.
When we had Animal on the show, I told him the story about how I went to this place in Taffel, Connecticut. It's no longer there. It's called the Corner Store. And I walked in. I'd never heard of the Road Warriors. And there they were on the cover of this magazine. The Road Warriors, Tag Team of the Year, 1983. I was like, oh God, those are my guys. I don't give a fuck. I've never seen them before. Those are my guys. It was great. The magazines educated me on Nick Bockwinkel, Ric Flair, Harley Race, guys you couldn't see in the Northeast. And it made me a better fan.
I like, obviously, WWF magazine was there.
Posters.
but My favorite was
Heck yes.
You would know you got the poster out of the actual magazine because you'd have the four square.
Heck
See,
yes.
I liked, I'm probably screwing up the name, but it was like Pro Wrestling Monthly or something. It was mostly black and white.
It was
Was it
pro wrestling.
There was a
Wrestling
lot of
Monthly.
them like that.
And it showed all of them. It had all the divisions. And
Yeah.
you got to see
The ratings.
You,
and
you got to see the shots.
Pro
with the
Wrestling
blood and
Illustrated,
the
yeah.
stuff you didn't see in WWF. 'cause
Bill
it was
Apter.
it was trying to like portray itself as a more cleaner.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though like on you go to the matches, they were like cutting them up like the rest of them. But
Right, exactly. They're
Yeah,
doing the
that's-
exact same thing they were.
That's how I
hypocritical
learned.
About.
That's how I knew about Bruiser Brody. That's how I knew about Nick Bockwinkel. That's how I knew about Ric Flair before that television permeated our existence on Channel 61. You remember that.
Absolutely.
It was NWA at 9, WWF at 10. I think it was World Class, the Von Erichs, again, at 11. And then at noontime, your mother kicks you out of the house and you have to go play.
All right, so before you go into your top 10 here,
Yep.
greatest match that never was.
Ooh, I've got one.
Ricky Steamboat versus Macho Man.
That actually happened.
I know it's like an easy go-to, but I've yet to see a match that was better.
Wait, are you saying, let me ask Mike, because I know you asked the question, the greatest match that never was or the greatest match that ever
No,
was?
never was.
Oh, that never was. I'm
Never
sorry.
was. Never was.
I'm sorry.
Never
I thought you
was.
said ever was.
No, we already did the ever. We did the ever, remember?
The greatest match that never was?
Never was. That if you could book a match right now, any wrestler, anytime, book it now.
Any era?
Any era.
This
Book
is
it
gonna
now.
be good. This is going to be good. Ooh. I'm waiting for this.
Adrian Adonis versus Stardust.
Which Adrian Adonis? The biker or adorable?
The adorable
Okay.
Adrian Adonis versus Stardust.
I was a big fan
Wow,
of
good.
I was a big fan of Adrian Adonis and the leather
And
gimmick
I like
as
Stardust.
a biker.
I don't know why
That's
the
fantastic.
novelty of that would be.
No, Eddie, you get
Yeah,
mad
absolutely,
props.
absolutely.
I mean, God, it would that'd be too easy. Like,
That was great.
like,
Wow.
Hulk Hogan against somebody. No, that's the match I would want to see.
no,
Wow.
absolutely.
Haircut
absolutely.
match.
Wow.
Um,
Go ahead.
90s Sting.
China versus me.
90s Sting and Roman Reigns.
Ooh, that would be good.
The
That'd
reason
be
why is
really good.
because Roman Reigns, I believe, is that boom boom wrestler, you know what I'm saying, gets the crowd going. But 90s Sting was the type of wrestler who could take anything that anybody could give him and come back full force
Right.
and win that match.
There's,
and you're
there's
just
so
like,
much I want to say right now. I want to say Big John Studd versus Big Show. Like,
Wow.
I'm just like, let's put the big guys in
Dude!
the same ring.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Loki Jabroni Show, finally!
20-man battle royal. Big
Holy
John Studd,
shit,
Big Show.
Eddie,
Like,
focus!
finally got him involved in a wrestling match.
I'm gonna give you mine, and then we have a question from the internet.
89 Sting, yes, Crystal. Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna go
Like I
with that
said,
in a
90s
minute.
Sting.
1996, we're gonna go to the Iron Man match with Shawn Michaels. That was when he was at his peak.
Yes.
1996 Shawn Michaels versus 2016 AJ Styles would be the match that blows every other match. Fuck WrestleMania 3, fuck WrestleMania 12, fuck anything you've seen before. Shawn Michaels 96 versus AJ Styles 2016 would be absolutely the best match, in my opinion,
AJ's
to ever
been in
see.
this business for a long
Almost 20
time.
years, yeah.
can I kick this up a notch?
Sure.
Okay. Match that never was, and the style of match.
Okay. I'll start that one. And I'm going to go with the same two guys. Shawn Michaels, 1996. AJ Styles, 2016. Iron Man, 60-minute match. I guarantee no one leaves their seat. No one is bored. And it would be just absolutely incredible. I don't want to say phenomenal because that blows up AJ's gimmick, but absolutely the best match you'd ever see.
LOD, Outsiders,
Oh, my God.
hold on. Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys, TLC.
Wow. Who takes the match? And if you say anybody other than Joe, he's not coming back.
I'm going to say one more because I don't want to get too crazy.
At that
Go ahead.
point,
We go on this for hours. All right. The Authority
Okay. That was a great gimmick.
versus the Machines.
Ooh,
Yes,
big
I
machine,
like that.
giant machine.
Steel cage.
Oh my God.
Steel Cage.
Wow.
And with that being said,
It's time for our favorite segment ever.
oh, I was supposed to have that.
That's all right. No, he's got it. Check this out. The final countdown this week is brought to you by Sublime Ink Tattoo and Piercing Parlor in Groton, Connecticut, and also by Viking Entertainment, DJ and karaoke services. This is the easiest way to help support us is go find those two businesses and tell them the Loki and Jabroni Show sent you. Now, we've been talking about wrestling almost this entire episode, and we have great names in the wrestling business. Not just real names. You know, Bret Hart is a real name.
Hitman.
John Cena is a real name. But some of these gimmicks...
Thugonomics. What is he?
The doctor of Thugonomics.
Yeah, doctor of Thugonomics. That's right.
There are gimmicks that
Tupac Shakur is rolling over in his grave.
Right. There are gimmicks that these guys come up with that absolutely defy the laws of logic. So, this week is the top 10 dumbest wrestling ring names ever. And my honorable mention goes to the dearly departed Test. What exactly is that? Did he, it should have been his first name should have been I failed the steroid test.
The only reason why is because they couldn't think of anything else to go. See, they had Prince Albert, so when they were going to make TNA in the future, they needed a T part of it.
What is it, Oliver Humperdinck?
So
Oliver Humperdinck was badass. I love that guy.
So he was like, dude, we need a name that starts with T.
We have a question real quick. Who's your favorite wrestler you ever met?
Favorite wrestler I ever met? Triple H.
Okay. Ed, you ever meet a wrestler?
Lucha McNugget.
Lucha McNugget?
It's a fucking wine, man.
Dude, and I'm not trying to blow up CSW any more than we've already done, but Tatanka was the nicest, sweetest guy.
Yeah,
I've met a lot of wrestlers in my time working for
piece.
Wrestling Online, but easily Tatanka.
Absolutely.
All right, so here we go. Number 10 in the top 10 dumbest wrestling ring names of all time is Dump Matsumoto, a Japanese female wrestler who, look, you're a big girl, you're trying to get over, but let's be honest. Why are you going to call yourself Dump?
On my head.
See, this is why I work with this guy.
I would lay down and pin myself.
Don't call yourself Dump. Seriously, if you're trying to get over with the American audience, Dump is a bad name. And I know he's not on the list, but she could have tag teamed with Duke the Dumpster Droese and made like the whole garbage man gimmick work.
Yeah.
Number 9.
Flush me.
Number 9 was a great wrestler, but a shitty gimmick. Disco Inferno.
He was a good wrestler.
The guy works his ass off, but seriously, the whole Tony Monero gimmick went out in 1978 with the Bee Gees and all that bullshit.
Yeah, because he
Never.
really. I'll tell you what. I saw him. They did an Iron Man match with him and somebody else.
Wait a minute. Disco Inferno was in an Iron Man match?
Yeah, during WCW.
Okay.
And I think this
How did I miss that?
This is what made me like actually be like, damn, this dude's a real deal. Like he was like going forever and he wasn't being cheesy. Like he is.
He had the skill. He just had the shittiest gimmick ever. One of the shittiest gimmicks ever. And we'll get to that with number 8. The Yeti. If anybody remembers the Yeti, he was supposed to be the Abominable Snowman. Unfortunately, he was wrapped in dirty toilet paper and looked like a mummy. How the fuck are you going to sell me on a Yeti that looks like somebody that walked out of a sarcophagus in Egypt?
Is Manitar?
See, I don't get that. I thought the Yeti was the Abominable Snowman.
It is!
Or Bigfoot, or...
Look up the picture. When we get off and
is
and
Manitar on this list?
No, Manitar is not. I went the other way.
Outback Jack on this list?
He should have been, but he's not.
Fucking Manitar.
Outhouse Jack.
Number 7. If you remember WCW from the early 90s, Arachnaman.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man ripoff in purple and gold, to which, at the time, WCW was producing a Marvel comic book about WCW, and they thought, hey, we can work this. No, Marvel sued the fuck out of WCW.
Yeah.
And rightfully
Arachnaman.
so.
Exactly. And you know what? The guy underneath the mask was Brad Armstrong. He did a lot of he was great in the ring, but he was just a guy they said, hey, we want you to do this gimmick. Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, it works for me.
Whatever.
Oh, boy.
This one will touch Eddie. Number 6 is Erwin R. Shyster. Look, we already know taxation is theft. We don't need to be reminded of it when we're trying to be entertained on WWF television.
Wasn't he part of DiBiase's team?
Yes,
at one
he
point?
was. They were the Money Inc. They were the tag team champions.
Ted DiBiase is totally honest on his tax returns. He used to sign off on it.
You know what? This is where I'm going to hit the button. Horse shit. Ted DiBiase was not honest on his taxes, but that's another story for another time. Number 5, puke. If anybody remembers Droz, God bless him. That guy got paralyzed in the ring, but when they brought him in, they made him puke because of his ability to regurgitate on command.
Come on, dude.
That's not a gimmick. Come on. That's not what I want to see.
First of all, look.
Go ahead.
You've all been there before. How many times you've been like puking your guts out and been like, dude.
Is that entertainment?
No.
No.
It sucks. It sucks. Would you really want to be able to possess the power to do that on command?
I went to a rave with the Jackass guys. The Jackass guys were there, and literally he would down at one shot.
Steve-O.
Yeah,
right?
Steve-O.
Yeah, he's
down
an
half
idiot.
a bottle of tequila.
He's an idiot.
And he immediately puke it up on the stage. And I was like, I fucking paid money for this? This was in New York.
Horseshit.
Ugh.
I'm not even going to hit the button. Horseshit.
Horseshit!
Number 4, sometime in the early 90s, Mike Shaw, who you might remember as Norman the Lunatic from the NWA days, signed with the WWE, and they packaged him as Bastion Booger in a really dirty gray unitard gimmick, and basically he was paid to pick his nose and eat it in the ring. Are you serious? You want me to pay money to go see a guy called Bastion Booger?
Fuck that. You want to pay me to pick my nose? Sign me up.
Which 10 years later,
If
by the
you
way,
eat it as well, yes.
10 years later, he became Eugene.
Well, in a slimmer version, I'll give you that. Number 3, in the Attitude Era, we had a lot of great gimmicks, but this one really bit the fat big one. Beaver Cleavage. Does anybody remember Beaver Cleavage? It was Mosh from the Headbangers with a suit that looked like Leave It to Beaver, and he had a mom with big boobs, and it was all sexual innuendo. Dude, I understand at that time it was all about shock factor, but Beaver Cleavage? Seriously, whoever wrote this shit, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, I do remember that.
Number 2 will come from the Northeast Independent Circuit. It went to WCW, and thank God this guy got over the gimmick. Number 2 is Terra Ryzing. Does anybody here know who Terra Ryzing became?
That's like Destroyer. It's like, come on.
Last call.
It's like eradication.
Right? If I wanted to build a guy on my video game and make him an architect, I would call him Bill Ding. But
that's a Dungeons and Dragons name.
Does anybody know who Terra Ryzing became?
No.
Triple H.
Wow.
Yes. That's why he's number 2 on my list. That gimmick was so bad that when he finally got out of that gimmick.
You know what's funny?
Go ahead.
Is I could totally see him coming up with that name himself.
It was actually, you know what? Funny story. Triple H.
No, I can.
Triple H tells
I could see him selling that name.
Triple H tells
Dude, yes. I am terrorizing. Yeah.
How do you go from that to Hunter Hearst Helmsley?
Okay, we're gonna get to that. He tells it on his DVD where he's trying to come. He's trying to come by the gimmick. He's trying to be a terrorizer, and his trainer is
really.
His trainer is Killer Kowalski, who was a friend of my grandfather.
Yes.
God rest my grandfather's soul, and God rest Killer Kowalski's soul as well. So he's got this cardboard thing in front of him, and he goes, "Well, I want to be terrorizing." So he draws a slash to it. That is your name, Terra Ryzing. And you ran with it for years. You went to WCW with that name, and thank God someone had the forethought to go, you know what, he should be with Steve Regal and be John Paul Levesque, taking his real name and twisting it around.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
And that was the godsend for him. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, HHH, and now he's Triple H and the world over, and he's running the show. You know what? God bless that guy for getting over one of the shittiest gimmicks ever, but the shittiest gimmick ever.
It's not me, right?
No, you.
That was Sean. Hold on, before you hit that, that was Sean Stasiak, right?
Which one? Meat?
Meat?
Meat was Sean Stasiak. I'm trying to get him on the show. Do you not want to have him on the show?
Because I do want to get him on. Because I want to be like, dude, really? What in your right mind decided you to take that?
I'm sure he'll explain that when he comes on the show. But the number one dumbest wrestling name of all time, if you are a wrestling fan, if you're not a wrestling fan, if you are anything, if you watch wrestling once, you know the dumbest wrestling name of all time was the Red Rooster. The story behind the Red Rooster from Bruce Pritchard, who worked in WWE Creative for a lot of years, was the Red Rooster was supposed to be the cock of the walk. He was going to be Mr. Perfect before Mr. Perfect was cool. He was going to be the guy that comes out and he shows you how bad you are and how good he is. And when they gave it to Terry Taylor, who was a hell of a wrestler, let's not be stupid here.
Hasty.
Terry Taylor's fantastic. But when you go in the locker room and you put your hair in the faux hawk with the red gimmick and you come out with the jacket and you go, coo, 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 you've basically killed yourself before the gimmick has a chance to get off the ground. So that's why my number one dumbest wrestling name is the Red Rooster.
So it's almost as bad as our boy Woo Woo Woo.
Zack Ryder?
Yeah.
You know what? Part of me likes Zack Ryder, and part of me says Zack Ryder is saddled with a bad gimmick.
What a douchebag.
He's just saddled with a bad gimmick, yo. He is a good wrestler, but he's saddled with a bad gimmick. That whole Hype Brothers thing.
But come on, that's when you got to turn around and be like, dude, this goes right back to the list, everybody on there.
Go ahead.
What part of this do you decide, yeah, I'm going to run with this, dude? No!
Rocky Maivia.
No! It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Like, come on.
Fuck. What was the guy's name?
Even Rocky. I hated Rocky Maivia when he came down here and he was like smiling and he's wearing his Samoan gear set up and, respect me because of my dad and my uncles. No, you suck. And I think his original finisher was like a backdrop, right? Wasn't it just like
a shoulder breaker?
Yeah, that's right. That's a fucking shoulder. And like, I remember him coming out. He was all smiles. He did that. He ran for like 5 minutes, did the shoulder breaker. They gave him the win, and I was like,
yeah, this guy's garbage.
I was like, fuck you. No.
It's much like Roman Reigns today. They were trying to force Rocky down your throat.
Trying to force feed you this bullshit.
And that's where Roman, again, and I'll go back to your point earlier. If they turn Roman Reigns heel tomorrow.
He needs to be a heel.
Give him a year. Give him a year of just cleaning the whole.
The gimmick that they did with Seth.
Oh, and now people love him.
If they would have done that with Roman Reigns to begin with.
I'm not talking about the smart fans. I'm talking about like the general population that buys tickets.
I'm talking about the real fans.
Yeah.
We're talking about the real fans, right.
The people that pay their money and not sit behind the fucking gimmick machine.
People, you buy it.
Mm-hmm.
When Seth Rollins starts destroying people, you're like, how?
Well, Seth Rollins destroys Sting, The Undertaker, John Cena, Finn Balor. That I get.
But by injuring them.
Agreed.
See, you do the same thing with Roman and you actually let him destroy people.
That would make sense, and give him a year. Just a full calendar year of just going out and killing all your favorites, and then somebody does them wrong. I guarantee you, those people are going to pay money hand over fist to go see Roman Reigns live in public. And I know Rachel's giving me the stink eye right now. I know she loves Roman Reigns.
Let him spear the guts out of John Cena one time.
Oh, without question.
And just sit over him, just death staring him.
Whether it's John Cena, Dean Ambrose, who are some of the bigger baby faces now? I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
It's got to
be the biggest name.
It's got to be John Cena, and he's got to put him out. He's got to put him out for like months. You know what I'm saying?
In the story?
And, yes. And when John Cena comes back after doing that whole fucking do-do-do, he puts him out again.
Right.
He puts him out again.
365
and
days.
And not only does he put him out again, he turns around and goes, That's what I do to your hero.
365
I
days
put him
of
out.
Roman Reigns as a heel could make him the biggest babyface star that the WWE has ever seen. Look, think about it. John Cena was the crass, nasty bullshit. Everybody hated him because he had the spinner gimmick and the U.S. title and all that rapper bullshit. And thank you, Rachel. And
Whoa.
you can't see me. And then one day, just one day, he happened to stand
Blew
up
up,
to the
dude.
next biggest shitbag, which was JBL, and now he's the biggest babyface of all time in this era. Hulk Hogan was a shitbag heel,
Which really,
and then you put him in the ring with the Iron
Freddie
Sheik.
Blassie was his
bring up-
manager.
look,
Right,
you bring up a really good
exactly.
point. You bring up a really good point. John Cena at the time versus JBL is a shit match. It's a
Agreed.
shit match.
Agreed.
Neither one of them at the time have skills. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them at the time have skills.
Not a lot.
But yeah, it turns into one of the most memorable match.
Oh, it was, because it took Cena to the next level. For me, and I'll go back, is that Jimmy Snuka was the most hated heel in history, and then he happened to fight someone who was the same on the dark side. That guy pummeled him, and Jimmy Snuka, and he became. We're still talking about this day. By the way, Jimmy Snuka is suffering from stomach cancer, and he doesn't have a lot of
And
life
murder
left.
charges.
Yeah.
That I was going to say that notwithstanding, he's got murder charges against him. He's got stomach cancer. He doesn't have a long time to live. He was one of my childhood heroes. I'm kind of conflicted now. I kind of feel like those Chris Benoit fanboys right now, but I'm also objective.
Here's the thing: you can
Whatever.
still love the work.
Oh, with the work is
Real
phenomenal.
quick, Jen Job says, met Zack Ryder. He was so nice. He's a big kid. Not dogging on Zack Ryder
No,
at
we're
all.
not.
He's
We're
an-
dogging
he's-
on the gimmick.
Yeah, exactly. He needs a new gimmick. The guy's a great wrestler. He's a great person. Needs a new gimmick. That woo-woo-woo shit gotta go. Long Island IC. Wow.
It worked at WrestleMania when he was by himself.
Wow.
Working with the Hype Brothers, that, to me,
Wow.
it's watering it down.
All right, guys, do not forget, if you guys have a chance, please go to www.eddiejakes.com. You will see our Loki and Jabroni page right there. That will connect you to the Amazon page. You can get your goodies. I know you're still shopping now. It'll help us. Anything else in that aspect? Don't forget about our Patreon page. Please make sure you go there and donate if you can. We just had a brand new person.
Yes, Jen
Donate to
Job,
us.
who has been commenting the entire time. Thank you, Jen. And you're going to be on the show, hopefully a week from today, for your 5 minutes of fame. www.patreon.com/Loki and Jabroni. If you want to donate to the show on a one-time basis, monthly basis, or as an investor, it helps us get better.
Or, as we always like, if you're on that Facebook, as my partner says, gimmick, and we
I like
drop
gimmicks.
this, make sure you hit that little share button.
Absolutely.
Make sure if you guys are on that YouTube page, make sure you hit that share button. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that like button. The more likes, the more subscribes, the more everything we get, the bigger, better prescriptions, and the bigger, better things we can get
And
to make this
leave
place.
comments on iTunes.
Absolutely.
Leave a review.
Let's
Yeah.
throw.
We've
Reviews
gotten
are
away
huge.
from that, but let's get back to it.
No, reviews are
on
huge.
iTunes will push us up in the iTunes store, and we'll go further.
Especially with
Absolutely.
what you guys have liked what's going on. I don't know about you, but I'm really impressed with this format lately.
Since CSW went down, I want to throw some names out here. Bill Bingham, Mike Friend, Rich Bastarich, Necromaster himself, Ryan McConaughey. I won't say Necromaster's real name. You guys don't need to know it.
Necro.
Ryan McConville,
Necro.
Necromaster. Ryan McConville, D. Gore, Joey Royale, who was the ring announcer that night, Greg
Great job,
Markowski, Margaret Dunn, Jen is here, Melissa McDermott, Sean Patrick Fuller, all since we did CSW. Thank you. Keep sharing, keep liking, tell your friends. This is where entertainment happens.
And this is going to be the last month on Podomatic. We are
Yeah,
going
we're-
to be migrating, if you will.
First of the year.
Yeah,
You'll still be able to subscribe on Google Play
and all the
And
others.
iTunes. And
But the producer has found us something better, which we will keep you guys informed
because that's what I do.
coming up. So guys, make sure you, like I said, do the shares, give them likes, give those reviews on YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button. We love each and every one of you.